Hey, it's Dr. Nadia. And as I mentioned a week or so ago, I was going to continue to share some updates and ahas that I received from a recent sales training that I attended in Las Vegas. And one of the things that really stuck with me was someone was sharing a testimonial about their progress and their pursuit in really gaining clients in their business. And what she said, just I was like, yes. And here's what she said: consistency trumps perfection. Consistency trumps perfection. And if you saw my video, The Price of Perfection, you know that this is true. Sticking with it, continuing to be consistent, continuing to be persistent will definitely trump perfection every single time. And, so there are a couple things that I wanted to share today about this, because I think sometimes we get, and I put me in this, right? I get there too. I'm like, oh my gosh, it has to be perfect or else it won't work. That's not true. It's this whole notion around everything being perfect before you take action, being perfect if it didn't go well or perfectly as you imagine. You just throw in the towel. You're like, oh, just throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. That's not how any of this works. And I so loved her expression. And I was like, yep, I am so borrowing that, because it is thebomb.com. Consistency trumps perfection. Here's the thing. So key number one, you won't always get it right. Let's just admit it. We're human. I know. You would like to be like a super duper robot and everything is always perfect. Your hairs are always in place, and your makeup is always perfectly done, and you never mix up your words, and you never forget your phone number. Like I get it. But that's just not the case. You won't always get it right, but keep going anyway. I recently outed myself to a colleague, and we were talking. I was like, I do sales all the time. I'm having sales conversations, whether it's for my business or on behalf of one of my clients. And I was in this conversation with a prospect on behalf of one of my clients, a new client. And it was a hot mess, in my opinion. I was just like, it wasn't as polished, and it didn't flow as smoothly as I wanted it to go. And I found myself fumbling and just feeling like, man, I really should have just delayed this conversation, right? Like, I shouldn't have had this conversation right now. But here's the thing. It was just like, you know what, just acknowledge it, because I'm not perfect. But we kept going anyway. And I honored my word that I told the person that I had spoken with that I would follow up with her. I had a consultation with my client around my recommendations of how we should move forward. She agreed. So we did what we said we were going to do. I sent the follow-up. I said, all right, what is our next conversation? And guess what? She agreed to meet with us to continue the conversation, because she gets it. I'm not perfect, but I was honest in my imperfection. It's like, yeah, some of this stuff I know, some of this stuff I probably should know. But here's where we are in this process. And frankly, we needed more information before we can make any real recommendations. So this was not a one call close situation, but in the fact of the matter is, it was not. It's probably one of my most awkward conversations, if you will. And yet we kept going anyway. The second thing is, sometimes people will say no. I know this whole fear around rejection is real, and it feels personal a lot of the times. But the truth of the matter is, no matter how perfect your conversation may go, people still will say no for whatever reason. They're not a right fit. It's not the right time. They need to think about it. They need to sleep on it. They don't want to pay for it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Why? The truth is, they will say no. Sometimes they just will. Whether you have a quote unquote perfect conversation or one of those, oh my heavens, I don't know what just happened conversations, does not matter. But what do? Keep going anyway, because consistency trumps perfection. You just keep going. That's why it really helps to have quite a few conversations in your pipeline. Figure out what that number is for you and just keep going. Each conversation is a lesson. You learn, even the good ones. You learn from the ones you're like, ooh, that wasn't so great. What could you do differently? How could you better prepare? Was it the environment, the time of day? There's so many different things that you can really evaluate. but you won't know until you try. So keep going. And then finally, and growing up, and I don't know about you, but growing up, I heard this saying a lot, and it said, practice makes perfect. Then I heard someone come and change it a little bit, and it said, perfect practice makes perfect. Well, here's Nadia's interpretation and her spin on this saying, practice makes better. I think when you're growing your business and you're doing sales and you're having sales conversations and you're engaging with clients and prospects and having those conversations, it never is perfect. You're two imperfect human beings having a conversation. So it's never really perfect. It could be better. So practice, keep getting in there, keep having those conversations, keep taking the steps to invite people to have conversations with you, because practice does make better. Having practice and having more consistent conversations makes it easier, so it doesn't feel so awkward. But I can tell you, those first ones when you're getting out there, or maybe you're getting back out there after a hiatus, it can feel awkward, it can feel clunky. But that doesn't mean that people won't agree to work with you. Like, people want to work with people that are regular, human. You don't have to be perfect to be able to help people change their lives or their businesses or their health. Like, seriously, we all make mistakes. And that doesn't give you an excuse to be sloppy. I always have to throw that in there. But it does mean that we all make mistakes. Like, I remember one time when I came back from London and I did not understand jet lag and I know I travel a lot, but I really didn't understand that level of jet lag in my life. And when I got home that next day, I was like, oh, I feel okay, right? So I was like, well, let me just do some light things in my business, just kind of get some work done and not rest like people had told me to do, because I know better, right, than people that have done this way longer than I have. And so I'm sitting there and I'm doing some things. I'm just making some follow-up calls and I'm leaving a message and I totally forget my phone number. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is my phone number? That's when I was like, you know what, Nadia, cut it out. Go take a nap, but go read a book, go take a walk, but whatever you do, stop it. Just stop, because you're tired. So I share that story to share I'm human. I don't always listen to my body. I sometimes forget my own phone number. But, people still agree to work with me because I keep going anyway. So that was another big aha from my sales training. I was like, yes, this is so good, because it's true. Consistency does trump perfection. And if you just keep going, if you just set up those systems in your business and with your processes, and you're just consistent, and you just keep getting out there and keep having conversations and keep doing whatever it is that you're doing to generate your leads, and keep providing stellar customer service for your clients. Trust me, your business will take off. Don't give up. Keep going. Hang in there. And if you would like to schedule time to chat with me about how I can support you in amping up your sales and your business, head on over to meetwithdrnadia.com. That's meetwithdrnadia.com. Meet with Dr. Nadia. You don't have to spell out doctor. .com. Schedule some time for us to chat. I would love to have an imperfect conversation with you, to share some resources and to see if we're a good fit to work together. So that's it. This is Dr. Nadia signing off. I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Bye-bye.